Kids' toys banned for harming children.
Welcome back. All right, if you're buying a gift for a child this year, you definitely want to hear this.
About 206,000 children in the United States.
Yo, y'all remember silly bands, bro? Whatever happened to that shit? Can we bring that back? Can we bring back silly bands? Anybody remember the silly bands trade? Where you had, I'd be like, I'd trade you 2 dinosaurs for your giraffe. I'll trade you, well, I have this cool fish if you want this one.
One says the toy just suddenly started burning. Verdict is left wondering how safe her children's Fisher-Price toys really are.
Kids' toys are a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's no surprise because parents love seeing their kids have fun. In 2023 alone, American...
Yo, most underrated kids' toy, Bop It. Or the round one where it goes and you have to like just match the pattern. Those were so fucking sick. It's a learning activity, right? It's testing your memory and it's fun. The Simon game is sick with the red, yellow, blue, green, and you just got to press the buttons. That was sick. Bop It, Twist It was fucking badass.
Sometimes the toys meant to make kids happy end up putting them in the hospital. Every 3 minutes, one child is treated in a US emergency room for a toy-related injury. We'll rank dangerous kids' toys that got banned, starting from minor injuries to serious consequences. My name is Visual Ventura. I want to thank you guys for supporting. It means the world. The Gilbert Atomic Energy Lab. In 1950, a mysterious red box showed up in toy stores across America.
Looks like a lovely little red.
Bro, old kids' toys in like the fucking 40s used to just like actually have deadly chemicals. I mean, that's probably what this is, dude. You can make your own cyanide bomb. Wow!
It was a new toy, the Gilbert U-238 Atomic Energy Lab. The science kit lets kids conduct experiments, mix chemicals, and have fun while learning.
Oh, fuck no, dude.
There was just one problem. The science kit contained radioactive materials.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
It's because it comes with 3 sources of...
Oh my god, there's uranium in the fucking kids' toy box.
Radiation, and 4 uranium ores that are also radioactive.
So who thought it was a good idea to put radioactive materials in a toy? The man behind the Gilbert Atomic Energy Kit was Alfred Carlton Gilbert, a famous toy inventor.
We live in an age of science. This year at Gilbert, we present the finest toy line in our history.
By 1950, people were very interested in atomic energy. World War II just ended, the first atomic bomb had been dropped, and nations were scrambling to build nuclear weapons. Gilbert believed this was the perfect time for an educational toy that taught kids about atomic energy.
I mean, this shit don't even look like a toy, bro. I feel like I wouldn't even be able to figure out how the fuck this works. Do you see how complex this is? What the fuck?
The toy was marketed to parents as a way to direct their children toward a potential career in science and engineering. It contained a cloud chamber, an electroscope, as well as other devices and chemicals that let kids measure radioactivity. Even though Gilbert promised the toy was safe, one part of the kit was more dangerous than parents thought. The kit came with 4 small jars of real uranium. This uranium released as much radiation.
Bro, how much was this toy kit, though? Isn't it? Uranium's not cheap, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, even in the 1950s, like, wouldn't this be, like, a really expensive kit?
It really did emit very, very low amounts of radiation, but I probably would not encourage children to hold these samples next to their body all day long.
Or one of them swallows it.
Long-term exposure to radiation is very dangerous, and the kit contained U-238 uranium isotope, which has been linked to many serious diseases, including cancer. The instructions in the kit warn kids not to open the jars containing uranium, because they tend to flake and crumble, and you would run the risk of having radioactive ores spread out in your laboratory. Luckily, this dangerous toy never caught on. At a price tag of $50, which is around $650.
600. What kid's toy today is relatable in price to that? $650 today? Who the fuck would buy that? I mean, there was probably like a few rich kids, but yeah, like a PS5. It's more than a PS5.
It was too expensive for most parents.
And they sold poorly. And the reason for that is not because of any radio.
Yeah, it's because it was fucking $650 fucking dollars.
In 1951, the kits were completely banned from stores barely a year after they were released. Luckily, the Atomic Kit only sold a few units before it was removed, but our next toy sold millions before anyone realized how dangerous it was. Slap bracelets. When we think
I fucking loved slap bracelets. I remember I used to win those at like a Chuck E. Cheese or something.
in the summer of 1990, slap bracelets were released in the US and sales went through the roof. In just 3 months,
I mean, they were just like fun to fidget with, dude. At the end of the day, like it was just a base bracelet because you had the design and then you could just mess with them too.
Main Street Toys sold 1
I don't see how they killed people.
million of the bracelets for $2.50 each and had orders of 5 million more. Slap bracelets were part toy and part fashion statement. Kids were addicted to snapping the bracelet over their wrist and molding it flat again. In 1990,
Dude, are there like stuff that kids have today that are like that? Like, I feel like a lot of us grew up around like the slap bracelet, silly band, mighty bean, collectible trading type shit. Like, do kids today have toys like that they like trade and stuff like that? Like, I remember it being so popular where like there would be kids that were obsessed with it and had hundreds of them, but like you would trade mighty beans or silly bands or whatever it fucking was.
a bunch of knockoffs appeared on the market. But the companies that made these fake bracelets would do anything to make a quick buck, even putting people in danger. The original slap wraps used high-grade quality steel with rounded edges and a double knit fabric. But the knockoffs, which were coming from Asia, were made of cheaper fabric and low-grade steel with sharp edges that could rust through the
Oh, so when you would slap your wrist, it would cut you?
fabric. If the cover tore and the metal band was exposed, it could cause injuries like cuts and scrapes when slapped onto a wrist. Unfortunately, the copycats didn't care about safety. Soon, the market was flooded with poorly made knockoff slap bracelets, and it was only a matter of time before people started getting hurt. First, 4-year-old Nicole Tomaso of Wallingford, Connecticut cut her finger on the sharp metal inside a cheap imitation slap bracelet. Then, a student in an elementary school in New York needed 3 stitches in her hand after she was cut with an
Oh my god, dude.
exposed bracelet edge. So many injuries were reported within 1 month that the Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a press release warning that slap bracelets posed a cutting hazard. To make matters worse, students weren't just snapping it around their hands. They were snapping the bracelets around their ankles, necks, and places with prominent veins. It was estimated that 10 to 15 million counterfeit bracelets were sold.
No freaking
There's
way.
no way that's a tape measure.
This is insane.
Are you kidding me? Stop!
The only way to
I mean, that's not really that dangerous, though. It's just shitty.
prevent more injuries was to stop kids from using them. But how? Slap bracelets were banned in schools in New York, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut.
Yeah, not Jersey, though. Not Jersey, though.
This next toy was so dangerous, it was recalled, destroyed, and never made again. Cabbage Patch Snack Time dolls. In the
I don't know what that is. I feel like that's some shit that's like before me. That's like a millennial toy.
early 80s, the Cabbage Patch doll
Oh,
was
yeah, dude.
the hottest toy in America.
It's not even a toy, dude. Like a doll, I wouldn't consider a doll a toy.
Riots would break out in stores when there weren't enough Cabbage Patch dolls.
My Barbies were freaky. Stop.
One desperate store manager
Stop.
in Pennsylvania used a baseball bat to protect himself from the mob trying to snatch up Cabbage Patch Kids dolls.
Welcome to another holiday shopping season. When the doors opened at this Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania store, the pushing and shoving began. One woman was knocked to the floor and suffered a broken leg.
Sometimes things got so
Start a riot. World Star! Just punch some old lady right in front of you. Just fucking run away. An uproar starts. Who the fuck did that? I think it was him.
At its peak in 1984 and 1985, sales of the dolls exceeded $500 million annually. However, as the 80s ended, the demand for Cabbage Patch dolls fell. Everyone thought the glory days of the Cabbage Patch doll were over. Until Mattel purchased the rights to the dolls in 1994. Mattel launched a new doll called Cabbage Patch Kids Snack Time Kids. Little did they know, the Cabbage Patch Snack Time doll was only going to make things worse. The Snack Time doll looked like most other Cabbage Patch dolls, but it had one huge difference. This doll could eat.
What, did it bite kids' fingers off or some shit?
Wow, she really chews. Eating her so much.
My god, she's eating a Tide Pod. Yum, yum, yum. It tastes so good.
The Snack Time doll came with several plastic snacks like a carrot,
Oh, I ate somebody's hair.
celery, and french fry. To play
You just turn it off.
With the doll, the child would put the snack in the doll's mouth. Then a motor would slide the snack into the doll's mouth as if it were really eating.
Bro, y'all remember the era of the toys where they would like, it would be like dolls that you had to take care of and they would like poop and shit? Yo, that was gross. When they had I don't know what it was called. Somebody said Baby Alive. It might have been that. But it was like, like a fake baby that you can't turn off. That was like, it would like piss and shit and you had to feed it. Like, why the fuck would you want that?
The toy was a success. By the end of the year, over 500,000 dolls had been sold. Mattel planned to launch more dolls with new features, but then they got shocking news. The Snack Time doll just tried to eat a child.
The Cabbage Patch Snack Time Kids doll is designed to chew automatically when fed plastic French fries. Well, this particular doll began munching on 7-year-old Sarah Stevens' hair right up to the scalp.
The Snack Time doll had rollers in its mouth that would pull in plastic food. The rollers would keep moving if they sensed anything entering the doll's mouth, regardless of what it was. This meant that if a child's hair or fingers got caught in the doll's mouth, the rollers would pull them in and start chewing. By the end of 1996, there were 100 reports of children getting their hair and fingers caught in the doll's mouths. In one instance, a family had to call 911 to dismantle a doll because their 7-year-old daughter's hair got stuck in the snack
911? I feel like I'd turn it off and just like break the doll.
Time doll's mouth, and they couldn't free it. It took 3
or cut her hair.
People over 30 minutes to dislodge the toy from the girl's hair. The media picked up the story and parents started calling the Snack Time dolls the dolls from hell. The bad publicity was hurting Mattel's brand. The Product Safety Commission launched an investigation and Mattel needed to act fast before anyone else got hurt.
See, they can make a horror film about this. Write these down. Write this down. Write this down. Mattel doll, you pan into the shit that happened with your other stuff and make it dolls that eat people.
But that wasn't the only time relaunching an old toy caused trouble. This next toy's return triggered a government intervention. The Easy Bake Oven.
The Easy Bake Oven? Dude, I feel like the Easy Bake Oven just resulted in a lot of people eating raw food. Because you basically tried to cook a cake on a light bulb. And you'd be like, mini cupcake. Oh, mini cupcake. Oh, it's cold.
The Easy Bake Oven was first released in 1963 by a company called Kenner Products.
Easy bake, fast as you can. Mix 'em up, pour 'em in the pan. Slide 'em in, let 'em bake now.
That's a big ass oven. Was y'all's that big? I feel like my Easy Bake Oven was like this big.
Kids could bake small cakes and cookies in the miniature oven just like a grown-up. Little girls loved it so much that Kenner sold 500,000 Easy Bake Ovens in the first year of production. In 1991, Hasbro, another big toy company, bought Kenner Products and decided to design a new and improved version of the oven. However, Hasbro ended up creating something that sent hundreds of people to the emergency room. In 2006, a new version of the Easy Bake Oven hit stores.
Yeah, this is the shit I remember, the little tiny ones.
This one was a purple and pink plastic oven with 4
which is a shitty light bulb.
Burners on the top and a front-loading oven. The oven had a small opening where children would slide food in to bake. Sometimes kids would accidentally stick their fingers too far inside and get them trapped in the front opening.
Okay. I know it's a kid's toy, but at the same time, if you're a parent buying your kid an Easy Bake Oven, aren't you also taking on the risk that your kid might be an idiot and put his fucking fingers in the oven? I don't know. Like, I understand, like, it's a kid's toy. It needs to be designed to where, like, kids could be stupid and it doesn't hurt them. But at the same time, you're buying a fucking conventional oven that your kid's gonna fucking use. You're buying that knowing there's a chance your kid's gonna be a dumbass and go, oh, let me put my finger in here.
Hasbro received reports of 29 children getting their fingers or hands caught in the front-loading door.
5-year-old Sophia Justice is not happy because these firefighters are trying to remove an Easy Bake Oven that is stuck on her hand.
But fingers getting stuck was only half the problem.
Bro, she put her whole fucking hand in the oven. You know, this is the problem that they're able to do that, but at the same time, that kid literally went, I want to put my hand in that oven to see what happens. Like, have you ever, dude, it's the same shit. I'll do it now. You ever want to, I've said this before. You ever buy a fence or like a gap that like barely fits your arm and you put your arm in it and it kind of gets stuck and you're like, oh, fuck, and you panic and you get it out and then you go, I'm going to do that again. As a dumbass, right? And you go, I think I could do that again. For some fucking reason, you're like, yeah, curiosity killed the cat, literally. Oh, could I put my leg in between that gap? It's the same shit, right? Like, kids are going to do that no matter what. So at this point, it's either like you sell the product and, you take that risk as the parent buying this for your kid, or you don't buy it.
In 2007, the parents of a Mississippi girl sued Hasbro for $1.2 million after their daughter got her hand stuck in the oven for more than 3 hours. When her parents couldn't get the toy off, they rushed her to the hospital, where emergency room doctors were forced to cut the device off with a bone saw. Parents all over the country were mad and accused Hasbro of recklessly allowing a dangerous product to stay on the market. Eventually, the US Consumer Product Safety Commission banned the toy, and in July 2007, facing
3 hours. I feel like I would be able to get it off my kid's hand. 3 hours. It's a plastic machine. Like, I would break it.
Even though the 2006 Easy Bake Oven was never made again, this next toy caused just as much panic that same year. Polly Pocket.
Hi, I'm Polly Pocket. You can open up the case, there's a world for you.
I didn't know Polly Pocket got in trouble for fucking being dangerous.
Inside were tiny dolls less than an inch tall that could stand up in different areas of the dollhouse. By 1994, Polly Pocket was one of the best-selling toys for girls between 3 and 8. And in 1995 alone, Bluebird toys sold 139.
Oh my god, 139 mil off fucking Polly Pockets, just dumb plastic dolls.
$1 million worth of Polly Pockets. But 2 years later, sales started to wane. Kids stopped buying them, but not all hope was lost. In 1998, Mattel bought the Polly Pocket brand and redesigned the entire Polly Pocket line. Mattel also introduced a new magnet-based clothing line to help make dressing the Polly Pocket dolls easier for children. They called it Quick Click.
For Quick Click fashion, it's totally wild. Elevator down. Hey, a new outfit. Change the color.
That is badass. That is badass. That is badass, dude.
They gave the dolls magnetic hands and feet, so Polly was able to better attach or stand in the dollhouse. Millions of parents bought the Quick Click Polly Pocket for their kids. And at first, everything was fine. But then the tiny magnets in
Bro, I just remember wanting Nerf guns, dude.
the dolls' hands, feet, and accessories began to fall off. Some kids ended up playing with these tiny magnets and accidentally swallowing them, which could cause choking. But the danger increased if more than one magnet was swallowed, because multiple
The one thing that blew dick about Nerf, and I still stand by, this is why Nerf guns kind of suck now. Not suck. I love Nerf guns, right? I really do gotta say that. I love Nerf guns. The one thing I hate about Nerf guns is when you're done, oh my god, now I have to pick up every fucking Nerf dart. Now I just shot 150 Nerf darts, and now I have to play pickup for the next 30 fucking minutes so I could, and then reload it so I could shoot it again. Oh my god, it's such a pain in the ass. I don't know how they would ever find a solution for that, but I swear to god, Nerf will be the biggest company in the world if they figure out a way to where you're able to shoot the dart and then just not have to pick it up, and it just like fucking somehow gets like magnetized back into the gun or some shit.
However, Mattel didn't take it seriously until those tiny magnets almost took a life. In 2006, 3 people swallowed the Polly Pocket's tiny magnets and Bro, dude, that's just like, they have a choking hazard label. Each of them swallowed more than one magnet and required surgery.
Oh, that's bad, because then they could get attached in your intestines.
Luckily, all of them survived. After such a close call, the Consumer Product Safety Commission ordered Mattel to pull the toy off the shelves. In November 2006,
I remember I heard about, you remember those magnet balls that they used to sell, where they would just connect to each other? It was like very basic. I remember these were so fun, but I heard so many times where kids would swallow like 3 or 4 of these for some fucking reason. And then, like, while it's going through their intestines, if you swallow 1, it doesn't matter. But if you swallow 2 or 3, then they're going to fucking connect, like, while they're, like, zigzagging through. And then it'll fucking, like, actually fuck you up. Like, you could die.
And in 2012, Polly Pockets were discontinued in the US.
Bro.
But the trouble caused by Polly Pockets is nothing compared to our next toy, which led to cuts, broken teeth, and even broken ribs. Sky Dancers.
I don't know, Sky Dancers. Is this just a version of a Barbie? Broken teeth?
Dancers were like Barbie dolls that could fly. The toy came with a pull string base and a doll with foam wings.
Bro, you know the best and the worst toy that you could get when you were a kid? I feel like more guys are going to relate to this. You ever get a toy helicopter and you crash it one time and that thing breaks? Like, it's like a $40 fucking helicopter, right? And they don't have guards or anything. And you'd be like, oh, this is sick. And it'd be like the fucking 5th one that you've ever had. And you go outside to fly it. You're going too high. It loses connection, falls to the ground, shatters. Every single time. And it's just like, why is this so expensive just for it to fucking break the second you fucking use it?
Launched during the 1994 winter holiday season, Skydancers became the #1 doll in over 20 countries around the globe. Over 30 million dolls were sold.
I had one of those. I was 5 and I ripped it and it shattered. The light on my mom's fan in her room. Picked up the glass, never told her it was weeks until she noticed. Never admitted to it either. That's fucking hilarious.
Generating over $350 million in sales for Galoob, the company that created them. It even inspired an animated TV show in 1996. The fact that Skydancer dolls could fly while other dolls couldn't made it a favorite among little girls. However, the feature that made Skydancers unique was the same one that led to their downfall. To make a Skydancer doll fly, it's inserted into the top of the launcher feet first, and the pull cord is pulled to launch the doll. But there was a problem with this approach. While launched into the air, the dolls could sometimes fly rapidly in unpredictable directions and hit anyone nearby. You had toys spinning into the air and just going wherever the wind took them.
I mean, that was that kid's fault on the launch angle there. I mean, she's spinning and angling it at her fucking sibling's face.
There were 170 reports of the dolls striking people, resulting in 150 injuries. The flying dolls were responsible for...
Okay, but what's the injury, though? Like, injury meaning like a bruise, or like this fucking peeled my eye out of my head?
For facial cuts, broken teeth, and even broken ribs. As more...
Broken ribs? What were you fucking Were you going... Rip it like a Beyblade, dude? Holy shit.
Consumer safety groups contacted the media to warn others about the dangers of the flying dolls. At some point, the U.S. Consumer Product and Safety Commission thought enough was enough and stepped in. In June 2000, in the face of intense pressure and negative publicity, Galoob was forced to recall the Skydancer dolls after less than 6 years on the market. Almost 10 million dolls that sold nationwide were recalled. Galoob announced that consumers should stop using the dolls immediately and call a toll-free number to participate in the recall and get a free replacement toy.
Bro, like, I ain't doing all that, bro. That's just like such a waste of fucking time. Call the toll-free number where you could sit on hold with a representative for 45 minutes so you could get a $10 refund. No, I think I'll just go fuck myself because I'm not doing that.
After the recall, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission slapped Galoob with a $400,000 fine for not reporting the injuries caused by the dolls early enough. At least the bruises caused by the Skydancer dolls could heal. Our next toy didn't just cause injuries, it caused millions of dollars in property damage. Hoverboards.
I never had one as a kid. I never had one. My family didn't have enough money, and I was so jealous, dude. I was so jealous. I remember going over my friend's house, and he had 2 hoverboards. I don't even think I've stood on a hoverboard. I have 2 of them. I remember one time I saw this kid on a sidewalk with one, and he was, like, texting, and I was like, oh, fucking so annoying. I was like, I wish I had one.
As hoverboards became popular, some Chinese companies...
Damn, should I buy a hoverboard? See, I literally remember when I started getting money. I had money when I was in high school one time to buy one, and I was like, why the fuck would I buy this? Because, chat, for the people that have hoverboards right now, do you ever use it? Like, what the fuck are you going to do? Like, it's not like you're going on a bike ride. You're going to fucking hoverboard around your fucking neighborhood going 3 miles an hour on hard, rocky asphalt Just going, like they're useless.
Lucy and Dan Wallace were watching TV in their home, while their 8-year-old son Dylan was asleep in his room upstairs. Suddenly, Lucy and Dan heard a strange sound behind them. Describing the situation, Lucy said, "I heard the hoverboard come on and it banged against the wall in the hallway behind me twice." Lucy went to check it out. She opened the door and there was a massive amount of flames.
Oh, it's possessed. The hoverboards are evil.
Turns out their son's hoverboard was charging when it caught on fire. Lucy and Dan watched in horror as the first floor of their family home quickly filled with smoke. Lucy ran upstairs, grabbed...
Wow, that kid probably felt like a dick, too. Oh, Dylan, I bet you're happy you got your fucking hoverboard, Dylan. Are you happy that you got your fucking hoverboard? Now we don't have a house.
From 2015, there were numerous reports of hoverboards catching on fire, mostly caused by knockoffs. Fires started in many different ways. Some hoverboards exploded while charging, others while people were riding them, and some while the hoverboard wasn't even moving.
It was like a firework, like you just lit a firework. I seen sparks just flying, and before I could yell, the house is on fire. Just the middle part of the board that would go in between your feet just poof and into flames.
Hoverboards and similar devices caught fire many times, causing 19 fatalities and sending 20
What? Hoverboards killed people?
people to hospitals in 39 states. Amazon suspended hoverboard sales and demanded vendors to provide documents proving the devices meet safety requirements. The next story is about the disasters that happened when a food company decided to enter the toy business. Burger King Pokeballs. In
Burger King Pokeballs.
1999, millions of kids were excited about the release of a new film, Pokemon: The First Movie, the fantasy adventure film based on the widely successful Pokemon games. To boost excitement for the movie, Pokemon teamed up with Burger King for a special promotion.
Yeah, that definitely fucking builds hype, chat. Yo, who wants to watch a Burger King ad?
This is how the Burger King Pokeball promotion worked.
No, please!
When customers bought a Burger King kids meal, they would find a plastic Pokeball inside the box. The Pokeballs could be opened by pulling the two halves apart, and inside it was a small Pokemon toy.
Now inside every burger...
Yeah, kids probably tried fucking choking on the balls or some shit. Like, what the hell's gonna happen here?
However, a problem was looming. Pokeballs could be opened by pulling apart their halves to reveal a toy, but the halves were big enough to cover a child's nose and mouth. Either half of the Pokeball can get stuck on a child's face, making it difficult to breathe.
Once you put them up to your mouth and you suck on them, like it kind of like sticks to your mouth, and then you can't get any air, and then you pass away.
In December...
Bro, that is not Burger King's fault. That is not Burger King's fault, bruh. You could do that on anything. You could grab this cup here and fucking go and then not be able to breathe, bro. If your dumb ass pulls apart two Pokeballs and goes and then fucking actively suffocates yourself, like, and now we have to fucking discontinue it because Burger King's in the wrong there. What the fuck?
1999, a girl...
At that point, it'd be like, oh, the toy inside, when you swallow it, it fucking gets lodged in your throat and you die. I mean, yeah, bro.
At a tragic end when one half of a Pokeball covered her nose and mouth. 2 days after this incident, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission...
Bro, she died?
Asked Burger King to recall the balls, but Burger King refused. They stated that they were afraid to create anxiety for parents as it was too soon to confirm whether the ball was responsible for the tragic accident. Burger King said that they were waiting for autopsy results to clarify what actually happened. While Burger King was stalling, the balls were still in circulation. Before long, another incident in Kansas would prove just how dangerous the balls were. On December 23rd, it happened again. A girl playing with the ball had a ball half stuck over her face. However, the girl's father was able to pull the ball half from her face before she was injured. That was it. Burger King agreed to...
I don't understand how the kid couldn't just pull it off their face. Even if you do suck on it, can't you literally just go and then pop it off? Bro, I would just make a fucking PSA and say, hey, don't put the Pokeball to your face and suffocate yourself.
It was Hasbro Javelin Darts. Hasbro Javelin Darts, also known as...
Okay, this already just sounds like a terrible idea, so I understand why this might be dangerous. Oh, sharp darts that you could throw at your friends?
Lawn darts, or jarts, was a popular game in the 70s and 80s.
Bro, the most fun game ever was making rubber band wasps. Y'all ever do that? You fold paper really like thin paper really thick, bend it, and get a fucking rubber band, and you would like pull it back and shoot it at your friend. Oh, it fucking hurt, dude.
The game involved kids throwing darts at a plastic ring on the ground. If a dart lands inside the ring, the player scores a point.
Oh my god, shocker. The kids start throwing them at each other and when somebody dies.
The roots of lawn darts can be traced back to an ancient weapon called the plumbata, used by the Greek and Roman soldiers.
That's the dart? Or is that the plumbata?
During battles, soldiers would throw the plumbata at their enemies in an attempt to injure them.
Weighted throwing
That's a badass weapon.
darts, known as plumbata, are known for being one of the most effective missile weapons of the ancient world.
Fast forward to the 1990s, toy companies decided to reintroduce the plumbata.
You miss your plumbata, and then the other guy picks it up. That's how you know you're fucked.
Despite being a literal weapon of war, toy manufacturers believed that they could make an exciting family lawn game and started marketing lawn darts as an exciting outdoor game for the whole family. Unfortunately, all hell broke loose when kids got their hands on them. Lawn darts started hurting people as soon as they hit the market. In 1970, a tragic lawn dart accident claimed the life of a child who was only 4. When the Consumer Product Safety Commission heard about this, they banned lawn darts that same year. However, the companies producing lawn darts didn't want them banned. They challenged the ban in court, and after a long legal battle, a compromise was reached in 1976. The ban was lifted on one condition.
I think it could be like an adult game, kind of like horseshoes.
Lawn darts could no longer be marketed or sold as toys or in toy stores. Every pack must contain the following warning: not a toy for use by children, may cause serious fatal injury. By 1977, lawn darts were back in stores, but despite the warning labels, children continued to play with them. Between 1978 and 1986, lawn darts sent 6,100 people to the emergency room. 3 of these injuries were fatal. However, out of all these incidents, one tragedy reminded everyone how dangerous these darts were. In April 1987, a 7-year-old girl in California was playing with her dolls when she was hit by a lawn dart sailing through the air.
In like another yard.
Children will do with a lawn dart. They were just winging them. One sailed over a fence. My daughter was in the front. Struck her in the head. And she ran to her mother and I.
Sadly, she didn't survive. One researcher estimated that the dart hit her with a force of 23,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. After the loss of his daughter, David Snow started a crusade to get lawn darts banned.
There was a
this is like one of the only things we've seen today where it's like, this is clearly just a dumbass toy.
For a year and a half, David Snow lobbied public officials with phone calls and letters trying to get lawn darts completely banned, and he succeeded. In December 1988, the Consumer Product Safety Commission banned the sale of all outdoor darts in the US. After the ban, the commission sent out a press release pleading for the public to destroy their darts or keep them out of the hands of kids. This was the second time lawn darts were banned, but the dangerous toy still refused to go away. The 1988 ban made
I've never seen these today.
Lawn darts illegal to sell, but by the mid-90s, some parents never saw the ban and let their kids play with them. The ban was reissued in 1997 and people were encouraged to destroy the toy. But even after this third ban, vintage sets
Yeah, dude, there's probably somebody here that's grandparents has this in their fucking garage.
of lawn darts are still being sold at online auction sites. These incidents with harmful toys remind us to keep a close eye on the kids in our lives. As technology evolves, so should our efforts to protect them, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
For sure. I mean, dude, that was a fucking great video. Also love Visual Venture. W fucking YouTuber. W vid. New chopper for the sub. I gotta piss before next one, chat. Count me down 30 fucking seconds.